this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Elfie. And Elfie asked my opinion of not including any male form of deity in magical working. And I'm going to assume that although Elfie's question specifically addresses magical working, that we also should address worship in this answer. And the answer that I would give to this is that this is really a matter of personal preference and the way in which you connect to deity and those forms of deity that have meaning for you and that you work with. It really is not relevant what anyone else thinks about it or how anyone else feels about it, unless you're part of an organization which has standard procedure in this matter. But assuming we're speaking of your personal practice, or that you're in an organization that does not have a standard procedure in this matter, I really would say that it's up to you. Not everyone resonates with both masculine and feminine energies in the first place, but in the second place, when we speak of deity, we must be very careful not to limit our conception of deity, and in particular, we must be careful that in humanizing our image of deity, we do not confuse that for deity being merely human. Or in other words, when we speak of gender, we're really speaking symbolically. Deity is somewhat beyond gender. So when we ask, should you always include male or female? Can you work with only the female? Can you work with only the male? We're really fighting a little bit of a chimera, because these terms do not really apply to deity. They really apply to us. And they may apply to the faces we use for interacting with deity, but deity is always more than the faces that we apply to it. And we must always remember that. And so the same polarity that we see in deity can be expressed through any gender, through any image whatsoever that we can find which conveys it to us. And the many different images that humans have used are all valuable and all good. Can you do your personal worship and magical using with only those feminine archetypal energies? I don't see any reason why not. You may find that you are overbalancing in one direction or another if you work only with one polarity, but that's simple enough to change if you find that to be the case. But sometimes you need to focus in one direction or another. And again, we're not really speaking of gender, but of polarity. And so you may be a little bit more yin, you may be a little bit more yang, and there's nothing wrong with dealing with those energies exclusively when it is needful for you to do so. And there's also nothing wrong with working with them in balance or going to the other extreme when these things are needful. What is wrong is to think that there's one answer that fits every situation, because every situation, every person's relationship to deity will be a little bit different. So I would say, do what seems to be right to you, but if you find yourself feeling unbalanced, then change what you're doing. So I hope that answers your question. It gives you something to think about, and until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from witchschool.com. Are you looking for the best in pagan and magical education? With more than 12,000 pages, witchschool.com is like having your own personal library with individual learning assistants to help you study. And Witchschool's Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere education system is available any place on Earth, anywhere you are and anytime you want it, as long as you have an internet connection. Witchschool's lifetime memberships are a great value. They really do last a lifetime. They've been there for years and they'll be there for years to come. So get your membership today at witchschool.com.